Well, this is the third year that we are actually partnering with NUS for the Canadian Film Forum, and we're very pleased to be showing some wonderful films. A number of them have been nominated for Academy Awards. They're a very diverse collection of films, animation, tragedies, comedies, but we think that the students will very much enjoy what we have selected this year.
And what kind of theme have you proposed for this year?
Very diverse themes, very much focused on different types of people rights, if I could put it that way. There are tragedies that affect new immigrants to Canada. Then there's ones that focus on women's rights and other social justice issues. We're very much looking forward to sharing some of those themes with the students this year.
And so moving forward for 2014, any sneak preview?
Not yet at all. We're just going to enjoy the film festival this year first.
So most of them, are they chosen by you? Or is it selected?
Actually, there is a lot of collaboration that goes into the choosing of the films. I certainly was instrumental in discussions about the films, and so are a lot of my colleagues. Some of them we have seen, some of them we wanted to see, and other ones we've had really good reviews from others on.
Moving forward, promoting the Canadian culture here in Singapore and the community, what's next for this year?
Well, we're a very new team that's come from Canada this year. We're very much focused on trying to encourage Canada to be more in Singaporeans' thinking as we go forward, which is why we really enjoy working with the students on campus and promoting potential educational opportunities for Singaporean students and Canadian students to come to Singapore, because we actually think the cross-cultural ties, these are the ones that keep our two countries working together and looking for future opportunities.
Hi, welcome to the National Critics' Choice Online News, and we have Professor Savage with us, who is the Director for the Office of Alumni Relations in National University of Singapore. And they are organizing the Canadian Film Forum 2013 for the third year running. Welcome, Professor Savage. And please tell us more about the Canadian Film Forum 2013 and what's in store and how important it is for the NUS alumni to have this partnership.
Well, I think the fact that we're having this for the third year shows that it is a very popular film forum. Given that this is the third year, in fact, we are very pleased to say that we have had record-breaking registered attendance, about 2,500 people that have registered to come to the 5 films that are going to be shown, starting with today. 5 different kinds of films, but all are produced in Canada, and many of them actually reflect the whole cosmopolitan and globalized kind of community that we live in. So it's not just about Canada, but it's about the world, as it were. In fact, the first film this evening is about, a Canadian diplomat and her husband going to India, and so the whole thing unfolds with cooking involved in it. So it's a pretty good thing. With regards to the relationship, I think, between us and this whole idea of the Canadian High Commission cooperating with us and co-sponsoring this event, I think there are 3 things that are important for us. The first is that this event helps to a large extent to give our alumni a chance to get together. It's like a big family outing for many of our alumni, and many of our alumni bring not only their spouses, they bring their children, and they bring their parents and even their grandparents to these shows. So it's a wonderful way of bringing together a wholesome family activity. Secondly, I think the Canadian Film Festival thus provides and revitalizes to a large extent the cultural vibrancy on campus. I mean, by having this film festival, it ignites the whole idea of the importance of film and how film provides a perspective to the world, to different cultures, etc. And so we obviously welcome that. And the third, obviously, an important one, is the fact that we have an excellent relationship between the Canadian High Commission and the Office of Alumni Relations. And the fact that we can do, for 3 years running, this film show says a lot about that relationship.
And speaking about good relations, moving forward, what's next for the National University alumni moving forward?
Oh, we have a lot of things. We actually, just on the film alone, we have every month a free film which we show. to our students and to alumni. And they are multicultural. We have Indian films, we have Chinese films, besides the English films, and they are popular. As again, everybody brings the whole family to these shows. And then in October, we have a Chinese film festival, co-sponsored by the Chinese embassy. So that will bring in a whole lot of feature films again from China, and that will be obviously great.
And that will be the first one.
No, that will be the second time we're doing it, the Chinese Film Festival. So they also enjoyed this kind of film festival relationship, because students and alumni, they kind of like films, you know. That's something a lot of Singaporeans are movie buffs. They love to watch films. It's entertainment. It's cheap and it's family. I guess that's the main thing. You can bring a lot of people into the auditorium and everybody can enjoy it together. So I think that's the basic issue why films are still very kind of important to our alumni and especially our young alumni. But going forward also we do have alumni events. We have one in Bukit Timah campus in July and another one in Newtown for our younger alumni. So we have two different kinds of dinner occasions, you know, where we bring people together to work at. And we also have a lot of talks. Every month we do a You Alive talk that is broadcast live across campus and to anyone who tunes in on the university website. So that also is something that has gathered a lot of momentum, because the interviews deal with a whole lot of different personalities. Some alumni, some non-alumni, but certainly people who have something to say about different aspects of industry and government and governance and things like that.
Now, do you have any sneak preview for our viewers for the Canadian Film Forum 2014? Do you have any theme in mind, if you had a choice?
Well, it's hard to say. I guess, you know, I think judging from what the films here, the response to the films, certainly I think the cartoon films are not very popular of the lot. So I think people like serious films. They like films that to a large extent have something to say about human life and human dignity, and you know, it's a life story. That's what people want. So I don't know. In probably 2014, if we could have a series of films that portray important and inspiring life stories of people, I think that would be interesting.
So once again, thank you for joining us here at the National Critics' Choice. And folks, please do log on www.nus.edu.sg/alumni-net for more information. And thank you for joining us, Professor Savage.
Thank you very much.
Hi, welcome to the National Critics' Choice online news. And here at the Canadian Film Forum 2013, how does it feel to be one of the characters in the film?
Well, it's interesting. I'm one of the people who influenced the film, and it's a little strange to kind of see how they like to portray yourself in the film. But it's nice to know that I was able to influence something interesting with regards to the film.
And how does your wife feel about it?
Well, we look at it as almost a home movie. Someone was able to make a home movie, more at the beginning than the rest of the end of the part, but you know, our little girl was actually able to do her first bicycle ride in the film. So little special moments like that.
And Chef, what would be the 3 key advice for everyone aspiring to be a chef?
I think taste, taste, taste. So keep on tasting, and the more you taste, the more you'll refine your palate, and then you'll be able to figure out what tastes good to you and the way things should taste.
And what's next for you? Are you coming out with your own cookbook very soon? Or?
That's always in the works, but right now I live in Hanoi, so I'm just more interested in finding about the food in the region, like Vietnam, and here I've met a friend, Malcolm Lee, at Candlenut Kitchen, and looking forward to hearing about things like that.
And can our fans look for you on a website, or do you have a Facebook?
I'm just starting a new website called A Global Kitchen, so globalkitchen.com, and it's about cooking global food wherever you are.
Once again, thank you for joining us.
Now, I'm going to just talk a little bit while I simmer this. So generally you want to simmer this for about 5-10 minutes. I like 10 minutes is better. So we'll let that happen. I'll season it with some salt. Now, one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about tonight was kind of one of the key ingredients to the dish, which is the chicken, or the tandoori chicken. So, I'm concerned about what products I serve all of you, and so thankfully tonight I've been able to get some antibiotic-free Blue Goose chicken from Canada. And I do have to say though, I'm living in Hanoi right now, and we have the bird flu going on in China, so it's actually not a joke. Like it's something pretty serious. And as I've traveled around Asia, I'm always concerned about where my food's coming from, and I kind of, wherever I am, I kind of go by the motto of, if you want to know about your food, you should know your farmer. And the interesting thing about the chicken that we're getting tonight from Blue Goose is that there's a lot of small farmers now in Canada, and this family who started the company is just like that. They started as a small company, and a lot of people want to know that their food's safe and trustworthy and of good quality. And so we're actually getting these family companies and farms. Eventually, there's so much demand that they're going into becoming a bigger company. And now this company can export here to Singapore and other places in Asia. So what I did with the chicken is I marinated it with some yogurt and some spices, some chili pepper, a little bit of coriander and turmeric, a touch of saffron. I prefer to use saffron instead of the bright colored tandoori coloring that you get. That's, I think, is a little fake. And then since we don't have a tandoor oven here, there's generally woks in this part of Asia. And they have, thankfully, some ovens upstairs. I roasted it in the oven. So this is about 85% cooked. So I'm going to slide that in. And then as I slide that in, I'm kind of happy to know that this event happened on a weekend. Because kind of on the weekends we can let our diets go. So I'm going to throw in some cream. And it isn't called butter chicken for not having any butter, so we'll put some butter in there too. It's the weekend. It's the weekend. Tomorrow you can go for a walk in the botanical gardens and, maybe do some exercises in the morning. So we've made this for you tonight, and also with some of the dishes that we've done tonight, I kind of wanted to give you a flavor, a little bit of India and Canada together, but also show you that there's more to maple syrup in Canada, in our dishes. We've used a little bit of maple syrup, but we've got some seafood and some ice wine and some other delicious things going on. So I like to just simmer this a little bit until the chicken's done. And then something that somebody like Stella would tell you, kind of the secret ingredient, is I like to take a little bit of dried fenugreek, which is called methi, and I like to it normally comes as a dried herb, and then I kind of put it in maybe a coffee grinder that you don't use for coffee, you use for spices. If not, you'll get a strange taste the next day. But I like to put that in just at the end to give it a little bit of a astringency and bitterness, but it really brings out the flavors of the dish. So tonight you'll be able to taste this. I normally just serve it with some rice, so tonight we've got some basmati rice, but also some Manitoban wild rice, just for a different Canadian flavor. So I'm just going to put a little bit in there, and we've got some roasted root vegetables that we would have in Canada, but we've spiced it up. We gave it a glaze with maple and cumin and coriander, just for a little Indian flavor. And then I'll just put a little bit of this just on the side. But I hope that all of you tonight can get a little taste before you go into the film, and that it won't give you indigestion. I'm hoping that won't happen, but I know it won't. But yeah, so thank you for tonight, and we have the buffet. There's 2 lines, so don't line up all on one side. It'll go much faster on that side. And enjoy the film tonight, and I hope you come out to the rest of the films this week. So thank you very much, and have